Welcome to the Nuff Said podcast. This is season something, and it's episode 7, season 3, episode 7, Chaos Theory. See, I was doing a Chaos Theory thing. That's what that was.
Nailed it.
I'm Rob Southgate. With me,
we're taking off now. This is Jack Wengrosky.
and
this is Alil.
hi, Alil.
Hi.
Hi, Jack.
Hello.
So, all right.
Episode 7 starts out with a bang.
Oh my gosh! Well, we've been having technical difficulties, and it's caused everything to go haywire. Hopefully, this is going to sound okay too. So let's just jump into it.
All right.
There was a lot in this episode.
Yeah, but you know what? At the end of the day, I stopped caring after the teaser at the end.
You stopped caring about what happened before?
Right. Like, all of a sudden, I'm like, I don't care what I just watched. I need to know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's pretty huge. I mean, we kind of lost a whole, love story interest and...
really quickly, it seems.
Well, okay. You guys want to do this part first?
No, well, let's do the show.
Okay, because I think there's a lot that ties into this, and I think that it might not be what you're thinking. So, okay, let's talk about the show first. First of all, the main crux of the show was dealing with Lash and dealing with May and her reactions to him.
Right.
You know, I thought this was a good episode with that. I thought it played out really well. I was interested the whole time. What'd you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, it answered a whole lot of questions, like, why did May, she wasn't going to go back. She was going to go with Andrew, and, something kind of happened and she decided to go back with her dad. Well, now we find out that the whole reason was because she felt kind of jilted by Andrew and set off this whole chain of events. And did they... I didn't catch something that May's mom hid. No, not May.
No. You're talking about the Terrigen Mist?
Terrigen Mist, yeah. Daisy's mom.
Yeah, that was Sky's mom that did that.
That was Sky's mom. And it's like, I don't know. It just seems like a very odd thing to booby trap a book with. I guess if you're...
it made sense.
Yeah, I guess if you're an Inhuman, you'll become Inhuman, which is no big deal. Which is preferable, I guess, to her, and if not, you'll be destroyed.
Right. Well, in her mind, the only person that should have been looking at that book was an Inhuman. So if you got hit with the mist and you weren't, you died. And
yeah, it's up to you.
Secret safe.
But it just seems like they could have done that with another character. To me, I feel like we lost another really essential character in that team. If you're trying to build up that new thing for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. where they're like the safe haven training ground for Inhumans, and I really thought that he was going to be kind of a big element of that.
Right, being the psychologist, he'd be important. It's kind of like they pulled the rug out from under that, which I agree. That was okay. So I do have a criticism, but I don't know if I'm calling it a criticism at this point. One thing I'm enjoying, let's start that way, is it feels like they're dealing cards and flipping them over as fast as they're dealing them.
Right.
We find out that May knows that he's Lash. Boom. That story's resolved. We find out, hey, where's Lincoln? Boom. Here's Lincoln. Everything is going like that. Even what we found out at the end between Coulson and what's her name? It's like, we find this out at the end of this episode that wait a minute, there's a question mark. They don't leave us hanging for 4 weeks or for half a year about it. Next week, it comes to a head.
Right.
So I don't know if I'm criticizing that or if I'm thinking, that's pretty sweet that they're doing it this way.
Well, I think a few things that tie into that. So we're getting a lot of these quick stories that are leading up eventually, I think, to something bigger.
Oh, yeah.
To then lead into Civil War. You don't want the Lash story lasting 20 episodes before May, and then they have to really go in to do something else.
Right.
I like that we're getting these quick, like you said, they're flipping the cards over really quickly here. I like that in a sense because we're not it doesn't seem like they're filler episodes. It seems like
No, not at all.
And we're getting teases for something bigger to come.
We got the Lash story. Lash story is
I don't think it's over.
basically right. It's not over,
Not over.
but it's just like this is more like the comic books now.
Yeah.
You have an issue or two issues that deal with the villain or deal with, this outside force, and then they get them locked up, or they, it's resolved, and that stops for a while. And then 10 issues later, boom, that character is a problem again.
Yeah.
And then Rosalind's fixing Coulson's ties.
Yeah.
Man,
Hello.
I hate her now.
A little foreshadowing.
Have
there.
you turned on her because of the whole Hydra thing?
Yes.
So
Although
is she supposed to be a character that we just haven't pinpointed yet?
I don't know. Because I didn't look into her much because I was really hoping that this was developing in a sword.
Right.
And now it's not.
Yeah,
so we
that
keep
doesn't mean it's not.
sword, and it's never going to be sword.
Maybe it's just a diversion, like you think it's going to go the other way.
Yeah, man. I mean,
You mean she wasn't talking to Powers Booth on the phone?
Well, but maybe she was, but maybe that's, maybe that's part of the plan. Like Daisy and Mac were watching the video from the little drone, and Coulson and whatever her name is, they're having this conversation, and it looks like he's like agreeing, and he's being part of, sending all these Inhumans to like the gel place. And of course, this is kind of a little micro event of it, but come to find out, we actually see the conversation, and he's like, "This looks horrendous. I see why you're doing it. I respect your reasoning, but I don't think this is the way to go." And that may be like, she's trying to, make some sort of deal. She's trying to get some sort of inside or some sort of, and we just see the phone call.
Well, no, I'm not thinking that's it. I'm thinking there is a possibility. I don't think that she's playing a game to try to get information out of Powers Booth. If anything, she is a pawn and doesn't realize it. Or when she said, "I can't talk anymore," it wasn't that, like, if somebody walked in on Ward when he was undercover, it would have been like, "I can't talk." Boom. This
Right.
was more like, "Oh, yeah, oh, hey, can't talk anymore." And then that was it. So it makes me wonder if maybe she's just a pawn. She doesn't know that she's being played by this group. Or maybe that group is maybe it's Powers Booth that's funding this other, what is it, AC, whatever.
ATCU.
Yeah, ATCU. Right. Maybe he's funding ATCU, so she is working for him, but she doesn't know that he's Hydra.
The big bad.
Right.
At least as far as we know, he's, if not the big bad, he's one of definitely the heads.
Well, I mean, he was in Avengers, and he was one of the heads on the screen talking to Nick Fury.
Right.
I mean, it's...
So, I mean, that part is, but, like I say, her involvement. Oh, and since we're already kind of got the ball rolling, I just want to remind you from the last episode that the astronaut got a picture. He's an actual person that had a history. Yeah. And because what did I say last episode about him?
He was cute.
You wanted to kiss him? I don't know.
Darn tootin'. I didn't say that, but hey.
Hey, why not?
But no, I just thought, it kind of told that whole story where you could see the moons, that whole thing with Fitz and Simmons, and he fixed, quote, the SIM card because she knew he would.
Right.
But Astronaut Man is real. We know he's real.
Well, yeah, Alil was the one that said he wasn't. So, Alil, you're wrong.
Ouch.
You lose points. Nuff said.
I know.
I did mark my words, by the way.
And I was really hoping there would be like awkward pictures where like somebody was looking like they were in the picture, but she was taking like a selfie.
That would have been fantastic.
That's what I was hoping. And then like Fitz would keep that to himself.
What if it was the octopus with like 5 arms and they're hugging? Like the 3 that she ate. Oh, that would have been awesome.
That would have been awesome.
It's like, oh, wow, that's really awkward. It's like the ultimate revenge.
Did you run into any octopuses when you were there? Well, yes, I did. I ate 3 arms.
Really?
And this one's sitting here with only 2.
How did that happen?
So man, that was huge, and he's got to weigh in.
Yeah.
So we've got like all this stuff going on. Plus, we're about to finish up her story.
Well, no, I don't think we're finishing any of these up. I think that they're all kind of simmering, but we're getting answers. We're getting movement forward. That's the difference. I don't feel like we're getting a lot of filler.
No, I agree. But I think that storyline where her and this astronaut, I think that's coming to an end. But what if the planet is, part of like something else completely?
Well, we said that. We thought that it might be ego.
Right.
What I'm thinking is that Jack, darn it. Now I can't get my thoughts out. I'm thinking that he is tied into that planet somehow. I don't think that it's as pure as they're leading us to believe that, he's this astronaut and he was trapped on there. Now, it could be that we're actually getting the other answer, which is what Fitz was alluding to, that, hey, that symbol is from a different group. That's not NASA. That is, the Illuminati or whatever it is that it's going to turn out to be.
Right.
I mean, do you guys think that's what we're getting here?
I think it's going to open up a whole new.
Are we going to get more flashback stuff to the Illuminati?
Maybe.
Yeah, that's I think it's going to open up a whole new storyline. I think like the Inhumans thing, where the Inhumans thing is rolling. Lincoln is kind of back. He just he's been gone for a couple episodes. All of a sudden, he just walks back and announces all that. I think that kind of thing is kind of set its course, but I think it opens up, like if it's ego and Illuminati and those kind of things, it takes the whole, like that whole space dimension kind of into it, and it sets up so many other things.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I think that would be really cool. What a unique thing to start throwing in here,
Yeah. And like you said, I think you mentioned last time, it's, is that the kind of in for Guardians of the Galaxy? Maybe we don't see them, but maybe it just kind of gets alluded to.
Yeah, that there's something going on, sure.
Like they get a communique and it's, Star-Lord. And they go, Star-Lord? Who's Star-Lord?
Now, who do you think it's going to be? There were rumors that I was reading today that in the season break, the mid-season break, we're going to have one of these guest stars show up.
What guest star?
Well, they didn't say. Do you think it could be something related to Guardians? Do you think it could be something related to, like, even if it was just, you see Rocket or something walk across the surface of that moon thing, and you go, oh my gosh, the Guardians are there, and then they don't even interact.
No.
Yeah, but I don't
that's not going to happen. But yeah, I'm just throwing things out there.
I don't think it'd be something CG. I think it'll have to be one of the actors.
I only speak in absolutes, Alil, please.
Yes, you do. I think if it's a guest star, we're looking at something tied into Civil War.
I think so, too. And I don't think it's Guardians. I also don't think it's going to be... I mean, like, we did have Nick Fury. I mean, that's a pretty big actor to have in there. But I think it's going to be a character like that we're going to see.
He's not that big of an actor. I mean, he does commercials for credit cards, so it's not,
But he's Samuel Jackson. Everybody knows who he is. He is.
But is that Robert Downey Jr. coming on the show?
No.
So what are the options?
He is. He's just not getting paid. He's just not the Robert Downey Jr. of that universe. If it was a Tarantino universe, he is the junior of that universe.
So I'm not quite sure if it's going towards, if Ego's taking us to Civil War, how does that fit in? Because I can see where Ego.
Well, no, I don't think it does. I don't think it does. We're talking about when they do that mid-season break, who the guest star is. That doesn't mean we have to do anything with Ego at that point. There could be a tie-in with Ego and this Illuminati thing and that whole thing that is happening later. And maybe they're planting the seeds that there is that tie-in when Guardians 2 hits.
I don't know. I'm really hanging my hat on they go to the planet and we get a little something from Guardians.
Or tie it to Ragnarok. Tie it to the whole Thor thing.
Yeah.
Why not, right?
Yeah, that's another possibility.
You know what they're not tying it to? Batman versus Superman.
Ooh.
Yep.
No. Yeah, I don't know. Wasn't really crazy about that in the first place.
Yeah. I mean, I know Alil's thoughts on it. Jack, are you looking forward to those, or are you just not caring?
Nah, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's like, I like Batman. I like Superman. I think, in any universe, unless you're carrying around kryptonite 24/7, Superman's going to kick your butt. You can't shoot him. You can't do anything to him.
Yeah, he's a little less interesting.
Right. And I don't, I don't think it would happen. I think they'd get to like some point and be like, nah, you're not somebody that would have killed my parents, so Batman's not interested. Superman
Right.
already has.
Jack, I think you just hit on the flaw of the whole thing. You didn't kill my parents. That's really what I'm motivated by.
Right.
Yeah, okay. Although they're going to do something where he kills Bruce Wayne's like kid or something, and when he blew up the building, and that causes the revenge factor. But then later on in the movie, he'll find out that it was actually Zod that did the fire from his eyes and kill people in the building.
And at the very last minute, he realizes that.
Yeah.
And all is well.
Yeah.
What if it was like Bruce Wayne invited Superman to dinner, and he got like this really bad gas, and it was like this huge explosion, and Batman lost everything, and that's why he's mad. That would be awesome.
That would be a movie. I would go. Can we pre-order tickets for that?
Can you imagine the possibilities? Oh man.
My gosh. The debris. I mean,
man, Taco Bell's had some bad press lately with that whole Uber thing. They could have like, this is the meal, the Superman meal.
Right. Hey man, when we were in college, we would have gone right for it.
Oh, that's right. If I had put 5 cents worth of stock for every time I went to Taco Bell, I'd be a billionaire now. Or
the dollar millionaire. I have a story. We have a friend who is she's a taxidermist who does taxidermy art, and she's real pretty. And one time she was roommates with our friend, and our friend said she came home and this taxidermist friend of ours was on the couch, like stomach hanging out, looking like she was about to die. She'd eaten $20 in one sitting of Taco Bell.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine?
How is that possible?
But she looks like a model. Like you look at her, you're like, first of all, how did you possibly eat $20? Where did you put it? But she ate $20 in Taco Bell.
That's the thing, though. It's like sometimes people will.
Notice how quiet Alil is through all this.
And they won't eat. Like I had a girlfriend in way back when, and we would go out, and she would order something, or she wouldn't order anything at all, or maybe just a drink and a
Taco
appetizer,
Bell?
and no, like places, and she wouldn't eat like in front of really anybody. But then she would go home and she'd eat like a pound of M&Ms, and like, why did you do that? We went, well, I was hungry. I didn't want to eat. And so maybe it's just one of those things where, she's like really trying to be careful and polite and not have anybody. But then like she's just back in the car.
Never had that problem.
Now it's on.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've seen my pictures lately of eating, I'm not shy about eating.
I could honestly tell you I haven't eaten Taco Bell in, oh my gosh, we might even be inching up on 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it's disgusting. I'm not going. I eat at like the local taquerias. I much prefer that. Alil, does $20 at Taco Bell seem excessive to you?
No, they can feed my whole family.
No, I mean for one person. Like if Jenny sat down, could she eat $20 in Taco Bell?
Not at all.
Just think of that if it was just like 20 bean burritos.
Can you imagine eating $20 in those bean burritos?
Rip your colon in two.
I think that's how Lash got so mad. It was like he ate $20 worth of Taco Bell and just like started killing Inhumans. Did you like that transition back to the show?
Run for the border!
It's my instinct. I can't help it.
So he's not dead. He's locked up, right?
Right.
So, okay, this is something else I want to say about it. And this is another positive. I was watching it with Martha tonight. And I've said this before, she's not really a fan, but she is kind of enjoying this season a little bit. She's not balking at it.
Semi-fan.
And I told her tonight that this episode in particular was really hitting on what it is that I love about Marvel. What they do with their characters. They don't just do the good guy versus bad guy. We get some of that. But a lot of what happens with their characters, and this is why, we love Spider-Man. They have this ethical standpoint that they work from, and they're in this constant moral turmoil. And tonight's episode was like riddled with it. You know, what May does with Andrew. Andrew's standpoint, yes, he's turning into a monster and he like attacks things and kills things. But then when he wasn't Lash and he was describing it, he's made a couple of comments that it was like, well, yeah, he's only trying, in his mind, he's thinking, I'm doing humanity a service by wiping out Inhumans. He didn't view them as something valuable. He viewed it as a threat. So to him, he was the good guy. And that's something that Marvel does a really great job of having that gray area. Now, does everything? No, Norman Osborn's a psycho, you know?
Right, but Norman really truly believed he was in the right.
No, I don't know about that. I think Norman thought he was doing what he could for himself.
I don't think at first. I think, later he gets a little, but I think at the...
A little power hungry. Well, he goes crazy from the gamma radiation or whatever it is he has.
Right. But, at first, he's trying to build, Osgood Industries, blah, 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 all that stuff. And, once that happens, once he goes full on crazy, yeah, but, it's part of that kind of gray line.
Hey, are you guys getting the Spider-Man sheets?
Yes. In Geek? Yes.
Yeah. Did you order some?
Not yet, but we are. I already talked to
Jack. Did you see these?
No.
Yeah, they're sheets for adults. Marvel sheets for adults. I'll tell you one person that's not getting them. There is no way Martha's letting that one fly.
I would think Martha would kind of be into it.
No, I don't see that one going at all. I haven't even made a joke about it because I have a feeling that would not go well.
Like, what if you did like some floral point pillows with it? It might,
The Gamora collection. That doesn't sound good.
I'm still waiting for like some of those. I want to see some of those T-shirts that the other podcasts are coming out with.
What, from our shows?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you been on the site?
I've seen a couple of the posts, but I haven't actually seen the shirts yet.
Well, you saw the one that Sean did for us, right? The that we used.
No, I got a post from, was it maybe Biters, and then I clicked on it. Was it earlier today, and nothing came up. But I think it was just my phone.
Yeah, that sounds like your phone because all that stuff should be working. Alil, have you been looking at those T-shirts?
Of course, yeah. I go to TeePublic a lot, so I'm used to all their artists. I've seen a lot of those before. But let me go back because first thing
we got off track again.
Well, it's not gamma radiation for the Green Goblin. It's just his Goblin serum.
Oh, the Goblin serum, yeah.
And Jack, you called him Osgood.
Yeah, I did.
That's because of Doctor Who.
I also called Josh a bunch, so I'm not really gonna.
It's also 10:15, and we're old. So there you go.
I just had a birthday.
I was more offended by the gamma radiation.
Yeah, did you hear that? We did not respond or make mention last week of Jack's birthday.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, happy birthday, Jack. What are you, like 70?
Happy birthday, happy Veterans Day, everything.
Just happy, thank you. Happy day to you, Jack.
Yeah, you're dating massages and goblin formula all over you.
Sounds kind of messy.
Yeah. I want to talk about the T-shirts again because I found another one that's killing me. Have you? Now, Jack, you haven't been on there, so Lil, have you seen the Stan Lee one? Because most of these T-shirts are just like cartoons and things. They have one that is an actual picture of Stan Lee kneeling down doing his Spider-Man webbing.
Really? How do they get away with putting that on there?
I don't know, but it's fantastic. I'm putting it on our shop. We're going to tweet this one out this week. It's fantastic, man. I think we should order it fast, though.
I was hoping it was the one where he's naked, where he's covering himself with a like a Hulk comic book.
Oh no!
Keep hope alive, man.
Yeah. This one is just Stan Lee kneeling down. Here, you know what? I'm going to see if I can send it to you. And they're on sale. They're on sale through this Sunday for only $14.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I see that one. There's actually quite a few Stan Lee ones. There's one of Stan Lee as Wolverine. There's Stan Lee driving a car with a bunch of Marvel characters and like a Scott Young style.
Yeah, but this is the best. This is just a picture of him.
Excelsiors.
No, look at the one, the Anatomy of a Murder one. Matt Murdock said Anatomy of a Volatile.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Or a Vigilante. Yeah. Yeah. But I'm gonna tweet out. I'm not gonna do it. We're gonna do these another day. Oh man, no. You know what? What I might do is just tweet out a thing because at $14, people need to load up. I might just tweet out like a whole group of these Marvel shirts because these are amazing.
Yeah, they got some good stuff.
Yeah, man. That Stan Lee one though. That's my feature this week. That's amazing. Coming to a Comic-Con on me soon. So what were we talking about? What else happened in this show? Fitz and Simmons.
Yes.
So Fitz listened to the phone. He saw the video. Online I was reading stuff where people were like kind of busting on it, like, what an idiot! Now he's going to lose the girl and blah blah blah. I didn't think that at all. I think that he was just he knew the situation enough. He was hurt, but he wasn't hurt enough to like blow it. Then he saw this and he realizes, you know what? I just got to hang in there and be cool.
Yeah, it's like what did they used to say? It's complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's like, well, Gemma says, okay, what are we going to do about it? And he says, for now, we're going to watch the sunset. And, that actually made her smile. And it was kind of cute. That's where Fitz and she kind of live. They kind of always live in cute land.
Right.
Well, although I did like the part with Hunter when they looked at the picture and he's like, oh, man, I forgot what he said.
He said he had a pig face.
Yeah, a pig face.
Or no, a hog face.
He's like, we're all thinking it. He had a hog face.
He has a hog face. Yeah, he's awesome. Yeah, and you know what? I think there's something up with this guy. I'm telling you, it's not they're going to rescue this guy and he's going to be, a love interest or a pain in Fitz's butt. I think this guy is something else. I do not think he is what he was portrayed to be to her.
No, and we learned from this episode that no one has a happy ending, so it's going to be something bad.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. Yeah. The other thing is, when Hunter and what is her name? Mockingbird?
Yeah, Mockingbird. Bobby,
and they're having this conversation and she's just like, okay, you know what? This thing about, I don't want either one of us to go. And of course you think, she's gun shy again because that's where they keep going. And you just keep acting stupid and stupid's going to get us killed.
Yeah.
And we're getting obsessed. And, I thought they were going to take this whole storyline and that was what's going to spin off on the show. And I was wrong. I think they're just going to kind of, okay, you know what? We're kind of over it, at least for a while. It's like, I just don't think Hunter can keep going like total, like reckless and not expect something really bad to happen at some point. And I think they're kind of reeling that in a little bit. What do you guys think?
Yeah, you could be right. You could be right. I mean, it could be. I don't know. How about yes?
Yeah, because they just had him like so going off the rails for the last couple episodes. We think that they're going to kill Andrew if he doesn't let Ward just go, and he doesn't. And so this whole thing, kind of starts, and where we think Andrew has died because of him. And, of course, it leads to something completely different. But then they're tailing the number 2 over at the ATCU, and he just walks out and shoots the guy. You're not going to be able to do that all the time. So I was kind of glad to see them reel that in a little bit.
Yeah.
But, and that's, other than, I think that's kind of where they left it. I think we kind of went over all the other stuff except where it's all going to go.
All right. So let's talk about that ending. Alil, you can get it out now.
God, I'm sick of everyone being two-faced on the show.
I agree. It was a little too easy.
Yeah. And we didn't like Rosalind. But it goes back to what I was saying, like no one on this show can have a happy ending. It's just where this is at, where it's going. Coulson is never going to have a happy ending. That's it. And, for a while there, for a second there, I saw Spark. He was happy. She's, they're taking him out for breakfast because she doesn't cook. And then, she's on the phone with Powers Booth, with Gideon Mack. And I don't know where this is going, but it's not going anywhere good. The only thing I liked about this is it seemed that Coulson picked up on it quickly. Yeah. Like he wasn't trapped.
Yeah. It seems like he finds out. Well, like I said, like they're flipping the cards fast. So we're not going to have to wait to see, oh my gosh, is she Hydra? Is she part of this? I don't think she's Hydra. I think she's dupe. That's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing that they left us with last time with May, ratting out Coulson. And she tried to shoot at everybody. She shot at like Fitz point blank range. How was this girl not gone either like just bat crazy or a traitor? And then come to find out, well, actually she was trying to protect the team for Nick Fury. Okay, well, yeah, you tried to kill everybody. So I think you're right. I think it's we're going to get like next week and go, oh, it's not that at all. It's not what you think. Because they set up this whole thing about why she's so passionate about that. And she set up this whole thing. Why would she set this whole thing up for Hydra? That doesn't make sense.
Right.
Hydra would want to hide these people, not include anything. So, like you say, either she's duped or he's funding what we are thinking is S.W.O.R.D. And then that's going to be, a leak that eventually maybe gets found out.
Well, it's going to definitely cause trouble for her, and it's going to affect the organization. There is no question that it's going to put something in a different, trajectory here. But is she Hydra? And I'm saying no. I'm calling it right now.
Yeah, I'm going with you on that one. How about you, Lo?
I'm going opposite. I'm going yes.
Are you marking your words?
You think she's Hydra?
I think she's with Gideon. Maybe she doesn't know she's Hydra.
But that's what I just said.
That's duped.
She may be with Gideon, but she's getting duped. She either knows she's on the bad team or she doesn't.
With how they've been doing things, I think she knows she's on the bad team. Let's put it this way. I don't know if she knows it's actually officially Hydra or whatever, because I don't know if Gideon Mack is officially Hydra because of how he's working with and talking.
No, he's officially Hydra.
Well, but then why does he even need Ward? I mean, if he's Hydra, he's Hydra. I mean, he was one of the heads of S.H.I.E.L.D. He should be already in a power play. Like, there's something bigger going on with him, so that's why I think she knows.
I think, I think they're setting that up because he's the new guard. He's the taskmaster. It's that motivation. I think that has a whole other thing to it.
Well, here's the other question, though. If she is Hydra, is the president Hydra?
Oh, well,
Remember, the president from Iron Man 3 was in this episode, and Coulson called it out that maybe he wasn't calling the shots.
Yeah, oh, that'd be interesting. Do you think they'd get into that though?
I don't. You know what? I don't know, because I think it's going to get deep into the politics of it all because of Civil War.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Could you imagine?
Will Batman and Robin get free? We won't find out until this Bat channel next week. Yeah, it opens up. Yeah, I think it does open that door up. I still think she could be duped, and we still get that kind of travel part to it. But that's kind of what I feel. Oh, and what about the thing with Coulson's hand? And does it hurt? And he's like, yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
So I think there's still going to be.
Well, that's phantom pain. And you know what Martha said? Because, I cut off part of my finger. And I said for the longest time, it still bothers me. And I had that phantom pain. So thinking about losing a hand, I was like, oh, man, it really does hurt, even though there's nothing there.
So are they trying to add realism, or are they giving us hints that something more is going to happen? Like if they can reconstitute that arm, all of a sudden they're going to start thinking of, oh, well, if we can do the arm, we can do a person.
Yeah. What if they grow another something off of the arm, and that's how we get another character?
Oh, wow. And he feels the tingle in his imaginary hand.
Every time the other person is doing something, he's like, wait a minute, what's he doing?
It's like Doctor Who last week.
He's just picking his nose. It's all right. They got Jack. Oh, Jack, I know you want to say more than that, but not Patreon, my friend.
No, I wasn't going there. I was actually kind of making the Doctor Who reference with
when he got his hand cut off.
No, when the assistant was in the pod, and they had taken over her body, and she could like the alien, she could kind of control things, and it was driving.
Right. She had a little bit of control over it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, like a little Coulson twin. That'd be awesome. Like bad Coulson and good Coulson.
At one point it looked like it would be smart if they hired us to do stuff, but no.
Yeah, it's not looking like that anymore, is it? That's why we're podcasters. We're podcasters, and they make TV shows, and that's probably the way it's going to stay.
Alil's trying to get a job with Marvel. He's running for the hills now. So
can you imagine if he got on the Spider-Man team? We'd never hear from him again.
Oh, no kidding. Like, Alil, you can hook us up. We get some interviews. No, I'm in the League of Spideys with a Z now.
Sorry, Alil. That's pretty funny.
You know what, though? It's true.
It's true.
Yeah.
Sean and Steve will be calling. Have you heard from Alil? No. I wonder what happened.
He's working on spiderweb trajectory projects.
Yeah, he's covered in webbing somewhere.
Ew.
Yep. Are we done? Have we hit everything here?
We're done.
I think we did.
Yes.
Especially with Alil covered in webbing. I think that just killed it.
Yeah, that kind of does it. All right. Well, let's wrap it up. Thanks for listening, everybody. You can find past episodes of this and all our podcasts at our website, which is southgatemediagroup.com. For this show, it's /Nuff Said Podcast. It goes right to our page. We'll also put links for the shirts we talked about, which I've been looking at them while we're talking, and there's about, 100 that I want, so it's ridiculous. I'm going to have to buy a house just for T-shirts now.
It's like $1,400.
Oh, it's so awesome, too. Yeah. And if you wait, it's going to be $2,000, so get them now.
Ooh.
You can follow me on Twitter at rsouthgate. You can follow the show at Nuff Said Podcast. Let's see, what else? Oh, I've been posting a lot to Instagram. So we definitely have a Nuff Said Podcast Instagram you can follow us on also. And I think that's it for all the social media, at least that we're active with right now. How about you, Alil? Where can they find you? What do you got going?
You can find me at the League of Geeks podcast, and that's Geeks with a Z, on Twitter at LOGEEKZ, on Facebook at the League of Geeks, Instagram at the League of Geeks Alil, and I got nothing going on. Not until December. And also Sports Geeks, but we've been on a few-week hiatus because we can't get a schedule down. But
yeah, it happens.
Episode out soon.
How about you, Jack?
At J. Wengrosky, we got the Blacklist podcast back up.
Yes.
We're both neck high in homework, but we knocked them out, and we're getting back on track. So go to the Blacklist. I've got a couple others, but we've got to catch up with that first. And if you want to catch me, you can always find me at the University of Miami Library. So there's that.
Excellent. And that's it. Let's end this one for this week. And then next week, we will hopefully reveal some new fun things that we want to do. And if not, we'll talk about more junk. T-shirts and headphones and all sorts of fun stuff that we've been finding. So.
Good to talk about your junk. Awesome.
Yes. Alil, congratulations on the job with Spider-Man's.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
And all right, that's it. I'm out of here. Enough said.
Enough said.